welcome Juanita Blackman. Most people in Kansas know who she is. Real advocate when it comes to children and people that have been done wrong. So, Juanita, welcome.
Okay, this is Juanita.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Welcome.
Okay,
You've got the floor now.
Okay, well, what we have done December 28th, through the Justice Keepers and the Team Justice, we released an immediate press release on out of Frederick County, Wichita, Kansas, concerning a case that has been covered up for over 14 years. This has been a betrayal of public trust, where we have a former judge who was throwing parties for jurors after the trials were over. And that's a matter of fact in the transcript. This is nothing we've made up. This is information that several attorneys who this young man tried relentlessly to get back in court, only to be encountered by the same judge who was throwing the parties. She was not going to allow that to happen. And so here we have a young man who's been wrongfully convicted of a crime that he didn't commit. We have the evidence that was not used. His own attorney worked against him and undermined his sentencing. It's kind of like what you were talking about, that harsh sentencing. This attorney that, this young man received a 32-year sentence for, first of all, a crime that he did commit, but on top of that, whoever committed this crime didn't deserve 32 years for a car with missing rims. This is what's bankrupting our courts. It's just been in the news lately where our Kansas Supreme Court is, doing a fine-tooth analysis of court systems. But if they're not willing to address the disparities, the sentencing disparities, if they're not willing to address the corruption that's taking place when you have a prosecutor who is following his juvenile clients for a lifetime of prosecution, this case is simply that, the level of hatred that this prosecutor had for this young man. And we cannot have courts that are cheating. In order for you to accomplish a conviction, that you have to cheat. It's not necessary, and we've got to address this problem.
Well, Juanita, I totally agree with you, and it's like they go in and they look at him and say, "You're guilty."
Yeah,
but
he was definitely guilty before even the presumption of innocence was fatally absent. The scene was already set. The judge had sniffing dogs enter the courtroom to sniff under every chair. She had metal detectors at her. Exactly. Dennis Rader, who made national news, who killed 10 people, didn't even have sniffing dogs in the courtroom. It's a serious manifest of injustice here. We have gone through the whole process, meeting with the district judge to make him aware of this problem. He did nothing. When you, as a citizen or as a group or an organization, go through every level of the protocol to get someone to correct a situation, and they all become silent, we've got calls going into the governor's office to reduce this man's penalty. Who would want to go back to the courts again after all the stuff that they sent him through? He needs to just be released from prison. And this is why we've had petitions nationwide to get people to call in about the corruption that's going on in Wichita, Kansas, Frederick County. 2 months before this even alleged crime, you had the prosecutor, Noah Folston, making statements in the newspaper at 950-128-065, Wichita Eagle record number, where prosecutors vowed they'll attempt to bring the young man to trial again. She plans to refile charges against Ridge. This time she'll force witnesses to testify. If she has, putting them in jail. This is the kind of witness tampering that is taking place in our district court, misleading the public, and citizens are just fed up with it. And when we have to go, it's a sad situation when citizens have to find out about the corruption in their via a petition, via a corner store, where the media won't even bring out the injustice that's going on in Wichita.
Well, maybe we all need to start wearing T-shirts saying, stop child abuse by the corrupt court systems.
Exactly.
We need ribbons that represent the children and abuse.
Well, that's what
and
it has to come down to we the people, you know. That's what our Constitution was about, the checks and balances. And when we take those steps to check and balance our system to help control the power of others, and when the powerful are continually exploiting the powerless to infringe upon our constitutional rights in a vindictive and retaliatory motive to obtain a challenged conviction, this is a tremendous expense to the taxpayer. This is a constitutional violation that on the rights afforded to every American. So the duty must come from the citizens, from us. When the courts don't want to correct themselves, when citizens have gone through every gamut to correct a matter that is unjust, to get resolution, to get repair and restore justice, and they ignore you, this is the medium that we have to use, this radio voice right now. And it's sad that we have to even be on here to talk about this press release. It's a sad day when Governor Parkinson, who has had numerous petitions on his desk of inmates, Kansas hasn't partnered cleansed anyone in over 8 years. So for them, the governor's office to be giving people, go ahead and file out this petition and file for a pardon or a clemency when they have no intentions of doing anything. He leaves office on tomorrow. We haven't heard any news of anyone that he has released. But for him to know about this serious, fatal blow to the Constitution and do nothing about it, shame on Kansas. Corruption in the Heartland is not going to stand. I'm going to have to get out. This is Juanita. I'm going to have to get out this line, and then you guys can continue on. But I just want to make sure that if we can get the support of all the listeners out there to contact Kansas governor in reference to KSA 223705, reduction of penalty, where the governor may commute a sentence in any criminal case by reducing the penalty as follows.
I do have that posted, by the way, on the website.
Okay, and then that 1-800 number is 1-877-579-6757. Please contact Kansas governor, because even Assistant U.S. State Attorney Stephen Precious has said internal government corruption cannot be tolerated, and no one is above the law, including Nola Folston, James Punch Jr., Steve Six, any of them. They're not above the law, and they're violating God's law when they don't correct things as they say they will, because they know better. God bless you, and thank you, Juanita Blackman.
Thank you so much, Juanita, and I'll be speaking with you.